Crap. I've been rambling on. I've I've been rambling on and I'm muted. I always do that because the computer here, my laptop, it goes to sleep, and then when I wake it back up to, like I came to do this and I woke it back up, I forgot that I have to turn the phantom power back on for my audio interface. So, yes, the sound is on indeed. That was my mistake again. So, sorry, but what I've been rambling on about is I was just saying the real reason that I'm late today is I was talking to my mom. My mom called me earlier, so I was talking to her, and it's pretty important to talk to her. So um, that's why I'm late here today. So got to talk to my mom. So yeah. Anyway, and I was also saying while I was muted, I was talking to myself. I was talking about how I don't say enough how awesome you guys are. You guys are dedicated. You guys are like, you were in here like half out. What you guys get in here like half hour before the stream starts, and I'm like, I'm like 10 minutes late, but you guys are just in here having an awesome conversation in the chat, like just waiting patiently. So like, thank you guys so much for that. That's awesome to see. Like, we've got this community going. Everybody's just like talking and like just having good conversation about whatever, So that's pretty awesome to see. And my hair is really bothering me right there. It's sticking up. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for that. Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys. But merch, plug my merch. Yeah, so I'm drinking some good stuff today. What do I have, you may ask? Well, some of you guys, well, a lot of you guys were probably in my stream yesterday. I know a lot of you were actually. When I was talking about Orion, and I was drinking a new kind of coffee that I got because I got a few different flavors to try from Bones Coffee. Today I have this Shark Bite. This is a new coffee that they made. I got in my sample pack. Shark Bite, it's like I think it's supposed to be like a vanilla spiced rum flavor or something like that. Um, Let me actually go to their website and see what this flavor is described as. I think it's like some kind of, like I said, like a spiced rum or something like that. Spiced buttered rum. So it's a spiced buttered rum flavor. And hey, I didn't blindside you guys with a review. If you're in my live stream yesterday, I said that I was going to have the review coming out either today or tomorrow. So it really wasn't a surprise if you were in that stream. But yeah, this Bones Coffee Shark Bite, it's butter spiced butter rum flavor, and it is really good. This is actually the kind of flavor in a coffee that you can drink black that'll taste good without any kind of like, you know, additives, any kind of like half and half or anything. It's just good on its own. So I'm drinking it black. The review, oh no, not on Monday. No. So yeah, that's really good stuff. I can't stop. I just put my cup down. I gotta get it again and take a drink. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. It's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Happy 244th birthday to United States of America. Yeah, that's right. It is the 4th of July. So just stay safe out there though. TRM, thank you for asking. I am doing well. This is actually a pretty important time in our life. We have a lot of stuff going on in our personal life, like good things, stressful but good things. So yeah, and that's one of the things I was talking to my mom about. She was asking some stuff about what we've been doing, and yeah, there's a lot going on. I don't really want to share everything like right away. I would like to share it with you guys, but I feel weird just putting it all out there on this channel. So I mean, yeah. But anyway, it's good things. It's good things. I'm doing good. We're doing good. And yeah, so I don't know how I got onto that tangent. I don't know how I started talking about that. But anyway, this is episode 26 of Coaster Cafe, if you guys didn't know. That's crazy that that we're doing episode 26. That's let's see, 6.5 months. Yeah. I've been doing this for 6.5 months or so. Yeah, it's crazy. Just came home from Tivoli Gardens. Nice. I went to Kings Island a couple days ago. I mean, I think you might have known that, but I have my Orion review out, so you can listen to that. And I would maybe do some kind of a video talking about my experience at Kings Island, but riding Orion pretty much was my experience at Kings Island. I mean, I had like an hour afterwards to actually get on a few things. But yeah, you're an OG. You were here since first stream. Very nice. Probably walked right past you at Kings Island on a second. Well, if you've seen a guy with a black t-shirt with a huge Coaster Daddy logo on the front, that was me. So, and if you guys want to walk around the park with your own Coaster Daddy t-shirt, make sure you go check out my merch store on Teespring. For real though, like I got a lot of cool stuff on there. So, and I don't mention it a whole lot, I guess, but yeah, go check out my Teespring store. I have tons of stuff on there. If you guys want to support me in any way, in a small way, it's very much appreciated. If you can't, it's fine. I understand. It's not expected, obviously, but if you want to rep something from Coaster Daddy, go check out my Teespring store, which you can find on my YouTube page. It's linked everywhere. So, all right, what's up, Coaster Hour? So I talked about my coffee. We're gonna go over some news now. Oh yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's I completely understand. I'm not, maybe one day if I sell enough stuff, I'll be able to do a giveaway. But there's like a certain benchmark that you have to reach to be able to do that. So yeah, it did look very nice. Area 72. Yeah, yeah, Area 72. They did a really good job with it. I think they'll add more to it in the future too. So be nice. Anyway, let's get into the news, guys. This is Coaster Cafe after all. Um, I was like 10 minutes late and we've been going on for 9 minutes now. I think we need to get into the news. So, oh, the Storm Runner lawsuit. Yeah. I haven't read about that myself, but I did hear about it. So yeah, that is one of the things. There's the Storm Runner lawsuit at Hershey Park. But what other news do we got? Well, to start off something positive here, Arnold's Park is open again. If you guys don't know, Arnold's Park in Iowa or Idaho, I think Idaho, one of those. Arnold's Park opened back up, closed shortly after again, and now it's open back up again. So, Indiana Beach reopened on June 27th. Storm Runner closed for the season. Like, we were just talking about Storm Runner. Universal Studios Japan not opening Super Nintendo World this summer. California's Belmont Park has been shut down after running rides without permission. A new liens filed by B&M against SeaWorld Orlando. And I actually did a video talking about this. It has to do with the surf coaster. If you guys haven't seen that video, that's one of my very recent videos. And basically that lien by B&M against SeaWorld Orlando tells us what the surf coaster is going to be. So if you haven't seen my video, go check it out. Six Flags Darien Lake appears to be preparing to open. From what I understand, I think they're like testing a lot of rides and stuff like that. Cedar Point Shores is not opening in 2020. Rye Playland is not opening in 2020. That's a bummer. There has been construction going on on Knobel's flying turns. A tweet posted by somebody, I'm not sure who it is, claims they're adding another lift hill going into the brake run. So I don't know what's going on with the flying turns at Knobel's, but they're doing some construction on it. And it looks fairly extensive from the picture I saw. So Lakemont Park opened yesterday, July 3rd, with Leap the Dips. I actually got to ride Leap the Dips, the world's oldest roller coaster. About 10 years ago, I rode it. Great ride. And I've been worried about that ride because it's been standing but not operating for a few years now. For like 2 or 3 years, it hasn't operated, but it opened back up. It was supposed to, so as far as I know, Leap the Dips along with Lakemont Park is back open, which is awesome news. On a more negative note, Kennywood has postponed their opening once again. They were supposed to open like July 6th for pass holders and July 11th for everybody, I think, something like that. But they've postponed their opening because of the whole COVID situation and what's going on, what's being ordered in their county and whatnot. Jersey Devil is officially delayed until 2021. Not a big surprise, really. Knobel's in the news again. Knobel's changed their mask policy after their very first day of opening back up. Masks are now required. Knobel's made a really good post on social media saying how, they said, we realize that everybody appreciates our candidness, so we are doing just that. And based on what we've seen today, we have to take this approach basically and require masks from now on. So after their very first day, it's they changed their mask policy. Now they're required. So good on Knobel's class act for sure. Excalibur is back open at Six Flags St. Louis, and it's been sitting closed for several seasons. It's like a can't remember exactly who made it, but it's a pendulum ride basically. Looks really cool, and it's been not operating from what I understand, for a few years, and it's back open now. So that's awesome news for Six Flags St. Louis. Thank you, TC. I appreciate it. Not gonna say that whole name, but all right. Another big thing I have here. This is what I'm going to end the news section on. This is a big news item, I would say, in my opinion. It's really positive. It's very good news. It could be good news. So anyway, enough rambling. Empire Adventure has laid out their new plans to revive Fantasy Island Amusement Park for the local news. According to a report they released, they have a three-phase plan that covers what they intend to do between now and 2022. So here's that plan. I'm going to read it word for word here. 2020, Phase 1. Once things are set in stone, we plan to use the rest of 2020 to make necessary beautification efforts to park grounds, such as cleaning up the mess left by previous management. In addition, we also plan on bringing in the initial lineup of new rides and attractions that will open with the park in May 2021. 2021, Phase 2. We intend to reopen Fantasy Island in time for the summer of 2021. Our initial lineup of attractions will include the park's famous wooden roller coaster, along with a wide selection of kids, family, and thrill rides. Popular amenities such as free parking and the ability to bring your own food and drinks into the park will rightfully return. Very nice. 2022, Phase 3. As proven successful throughout the industry, we are currently working on a 5-year plan to introduce new rides and attractions annually, eventually transforming the park into a world-class regional attraction. With Empire Adventures, you can be confident that Fantasy Island will always remain focused on providing a safe, quality, and family-friendly day of fun. Wow. The park also now launched an all-new teaser website that confirms they will also keep the Fantasy Island name. So I'm going to link you guys to that website. And along with this website for Fantasy Island that they've put up, um, along with that, from that Fantasy Island website, you can actually go to a separate Empire Adventures website where they have all their pictures. They talk about themselves, what their aim is, what their goal is, and there's a lot of information there. Um, I think this is great. This has been like, in a year like 2020, where we've dealt with a lot of crap, to put it lightly. We've dealt with a lot of crap. Um, yeah, world-class regional attraction. That is a contradiction. I was kind of thinking that myself. I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll go with it. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, it is a new Fantasy Island logo. I think it looks nice. So yeah, Fantasy Island. Hopefully they can open back up in the next year. If not, the next couple years or so. But yeah, well, before they get that thrilling steel coaster, which hopefully would happen eventually, I think they're just, they want to get in there and get a few decent rides along with Silver Comet going again. That'll be awesome. So, yeah. So, this has been quite a year for, like I said, we've dealt with a lot of stuff this year, but, we've seen Indiana Beach announce their closure forever and then come back 4 months later with a grand reopening, which is awesome. And it looks like Fantasy Island might be seeing the same thing happen to it. So that is really awesome. I hope it happens. So, and Silver Comet, as a lot of you guys know, was actually in a bucket list coaster video that I put out last year. So I was so disappointed. I mean, I was I think I was more disappointed about Indiana Beach overall, but I think I was most disappointed that I would never get to ride Silver Comet because I think it looks like an underrated ride. I love the old CCIs. Silver Comet looks like no exception. It looks like a great. Onion did not make me cry. I thought it would, but it didn't. uh, all right. Yeah, let's get downhill adrenaline to 280 subs, like Meg said. Let's make that happen. Let's make it 300. Let's get them to 300 by the end of today. Okay, make that happen, guys. Go check them out. All right. So, what do we got next? I think we have trivia. We have trivia next. Who's ready for some trivia? Now, today's questions are a little bit out there. Um, a lot of times I kind of dig around online for like different things I could possibly talk about and turn into a question. And I found these today. So here we go. These are pretty basic questions. So, but maybe you'll find out about new coasters like I did. I found out about these coasters today. Well, the one I kind of knew about already, but I kind of found out about these today more. And I thought they were really cool looking. So I decided to turn them into a question. Denmark's Legoland Billund has a Family Zero coaster. What is it called? So, what is the Family Zero coaster at Denmark's Legoland Billund called? Not Dragon. Yes, DZ Studios got it right. DZ Studios got it. Polar Explorer. Yep. Polar Explorer. This is a Zero family coaster that opened in 2012. And I think this ride looks so cool. First of all, it's 1,633.8 feet long, 62.3 feet tall, 41.4 miles per hour. Oh, it has a vertical drop track. I just saw that. I didn't even see that earlier when I was looking at it. It has a vertical drop track, so that's cool. 16.4 foot vertical drop or vertical drop track. That is awesome. I thought this was really cool looking because it's such a nice looking ride. It has some awesome theming, and I think it looks like an awesome family coaster. And I just have to say, that those Zero trains, I think Zero did a really, really good job with those trains. I've seen some I've seen some Zero um coasters, other Zero coasters with trains like this, and they look so nice. Besides that weird like shin thing, it's not really a shin guard, it's just like it kind of keeps it's like this just metal plate, like like a metal sheet that comes out from the side of the bar and just covers your legs. So besides that, I think those trains look awesome. So you know, we don't talk about Legoland parks much because they don't have like the best coasters or anything like that. But I think the Legoland parks look really nice. They look like really nice parks, especially with like you have a good family ride like this. Like I think I could have some fun at Legoland, honestly. I mean, this is in Denmark. I'm not going there anytime soon, but but yeah, peep those Zero trains there. Those are nice. All right. Next question. Yeah, Legoland, they look like awesome family parks for sure. All right. This question. Where is Wakala located? There's a coaster called Wakala. Wakala. That's spelled Wakala. Where is it located? Park. Give me a park name. Yes, Coaster Hour got it. It is. I don't know exactly how to say it, but it's like Bellawarde. I think like Bellaward probably is maybe how you say it. Um, so Coaster Hour got it right there first. Um, this actually just opened on July 1st. So there you go. This is a new for 2012. Like I said, just opened July 1st, 3 days ago, according to RCDB. It's a Gerstlauer family coaster. This one is 2,165.4 feet long, 68.9 feet tall, and 31.1 miles per hour. And this is another ride that just looks like it has really cool theming. I mean, it looks awesome, honestly. It has a pretty cool layout. It has a spike. It has like not vertical, but a very steep spike. So it's like a shuttle coaster, I guess. Yeah, it's a vertical rollback thing. Um, it's really cool looking, really nice. So, okay, Silverette says it goes way up the spike too. That's awesome. That's awesome. What you mentioned Wakala? No way, no way. I wasn't even on your stream last night. That's I can't believe I. There's been like a bunch of times that you've like mentioned something I've mentioned in my live streams, and I'm like, I mentioned that before. Like what? But now it's the other way around. That's awesome. Yeah, I wasn't even in your stream at all yesterday. I didn't even I wasn't able to really watch anything yesterday, so I didn't see anything yesterday. I mean, I have now, but stuff that came out yesterday besides live streams. Well, that's awesome. I think Wakala, if I'm saying it right, it looks like an awesome family coaster. We're It's such a great time to be enthusiasts because we have all of this stuff out there now that there just wasn't really anything like this stuff like 10, 15 years ago. Like the family coasters that you used to see like 20 years ago were just like a lot of them were just like unless you're going to like a Disney park or something. Like a lot of family coasters just didn't look that great. But like I see stuff like this being built now, and it's like they're incorporating some thrills into there, but it's still very family oriented. They have some awesome theming, and they just have really nice, unique layouts. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see for sure. Yeah, Objectif Mars, that looks sick. Yes, that's a very awesome looking ride. Yes, Gerstlauer does make very good family coasters. Hey, so it seems like there's always something that happens in my stream. I have to go real quick. I got a cut yesterday on my hand and it just started bleeding again. So I got to go do some first aid real quick, guys. So I need to wash this up real quick and put a band-aid on it and stuff. So I will see you guys in a minute, okay? Thanks for the patience. I'm going to trademark that name and then I can I can make some good money doing that. Putting some coaster cafes, sell the licensing rights to Six Flags. See, Magic Mountain has to get to 20 coasters before Energylandia. I don't know. Energylandia might get there first. They might get there first. Probably not, but it wouldn't surprise me though. Huh, I see you guys were talking about B&M family inverts. The thing about those, here's the thing, there's only been like 2 of those built and they look all right. They look okay for a family they look like good family coasters, but I feel like being made by B&M, they're probably still a lot more expensive than a good family coaster by like Gerstlauer or Zier or I don't know, Morgan even or Vekoma or anybody like that. I feel like for those B&M inverts, the family inverts, like I feel like those still have like a lot of steel and stuff and the track still looks fairly big and I feel like they're just going to be more expensive than that's probably why they haven't taken off. I mean, I don't know how much they cost. Both of them are in China, but yeah, I don't know. Toaster Hour says they look kind of dumb. He's talking about the B&M family inverts. They really don't look very exciting. They just don't. Um, yeah, the layouts are just like Vekoma and Gerstlauer. All these other companies are just doing like so much more exciting things with family coasters. So I mean, like Fire Chaser Express at Dollywood. I'm sure that's way better than those family inverts, probably by B&M. And the Vekoma, you know, Dragonflyer is an awesome ride. So I don't think B&M should touch wooden coasters. I think there's a good reason they've stayed away from those. It would be interesting to see their take on it, but I don't think I couldn't see B&M doing something with wooden coasters. Yeah. Yeah, I think a B&M Woody would be terrible because they would probably use a lot of the same design principles as they do with their steel coasters, and I don't think those would transfer very well to a wooden coaster because they'd probably just be like very run of the mill. I feel like. So, yeah, Cyclone flashbacks. Yeah, and if they did anything like those trains, I mean, those trains look terrible. I've heard they were completely awful. So, Arrow Woden. Arrow Woden. I know what you're saying. I'm just having fun. Yeah, so yeah, good idea. Retract your statement, definitely. The most times I've marathoned a coaster, probably oh, Skyline wooden coaster. Oh, ouch. Ooh, yuck. Okay, so okay, okay, I'll answer Coaster Camp's question real quick. Coaster Camp says, I haven't seen your Orion review yet. I plan on watching it after the stream, but for now, I have one burning question. Does the wave, does the the wave, the wave, does the wave turn give airtime? Kind of. And I wasn't really expecting it to give any airtime, to be honest, because of the way it's shaped. It's not really anything like an RMC wave turn at all. It's very good. It's a good element. It's fun. You get as you go up into it and you like twist, 90 degrees or whatever it is. You get some pretty good laterals. You get a decent amount of laterals and a small. I got like a very small pop of floater air, so it kind of has airtime, but nothing. It's probably the weakest moment of airtime on the ride, I would say. Like out of all the airtime moments, that one's probably the weakest airtime moment. B&M clamshells on Voyage. Now that would be sick. That would be sick. Yeah. Oh, the wooden coaster by Gerstlauer. That ride, it's a shame that it's not good because it looks cool, but it does look like it'd be like very boring probably. It's Mammut, isn't it Mammut, the one that they built? Yeah, very interesting. I was always fascinated by that. Happy 4th to you as well. Theme Park ERT, good to see you here. RMC Top Thrill Dragster. No comment. Okay, it's smooth. That's good. It's smooth. Okay. Where do I think the first GCI steel coaster will go? I'll go with Hershey Park. We'll go with that. I did not ride Flight of Fear at Kings Island. Um, I've been on it before. I didn't ride much at Kings Island. I'll actually tell you a little bit about my day real quick. Pretty much my day at Kings Island was riding Orion. I waited 4 hours for Orion. I had a reservation for 12:30. That's the only time slot that was left when I went to reserve my spot for opening day. So I got a 12:30 spot. And I got in the park at 12:30, got in line for Orion at 1, waited 4 hours, so I rode it just after 5 o'clock. And then I went to eat real quick after that. And then I only had like just a hair over an hour, like not even an hour and 15 minutes left before the park closed at 7 to ride some other stuff. So yeah, Merry Crisis is right. Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Merry Chrysler. Happy Christmas in July. Yes, absolutely. But no, so I waited 4 hours, went 8, and then I was able to squeeze in 3 other rides. I got a ride on Diamondback, a ride on Flying Ace Aerial Chase, so I finally have that credit now, and I got a ride on Mystic Timbers. I kind of wish I would have cut out Mystic Timbers, because that's the last thing I rode, and I really wanted to get a second ride on Orion. And I was thinking maybe I could make it, but the line went slower than I thought it would. And by the time I got off Mystic Timbers, it was already 7 o'clock. So, and it wasn't the greatest ride on Mystic Timbers either because I got stapled so bad very early in the ride. That's one thing I don't like about those Millennium Flyers. They're very comfortable trains, very nice for the most part. But if you do not keep your hand under that lap bar, you will get stapled. You will get stapled. So, and I was stapled pretty bad. So, Imagine if RMC built a zero G stall with a dip and you got a pop of hang time. Don't even know if that's possible from a physics standpoint. I'm trying to think about that. Zero G stall. That would be interesting. Yeah. Alan Schilke might be the one to do that though. So what if McDonald's was a roller coaster? I-305. Got to ride everything yesterday. Nice. Stanford says, at least I've been hearing Orion warmed up over the day, so maybe you should be happy you got an evening ride. Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about my one ride. I mean, it did suck waiting 4 hours, but it is what it is. I think it was worth it for that one ride. I wouldn't wait that, so it. I think it was warmed up by the time I got to it for sure. Downhill adrenaline says, how much longer of life do you think Anaconda has left? I'm gonna say, let's say 2 years. 2 years. I almost wonder if we're even gonna get an announcement this year. That would suck, just because of everything that's been taken out of that park lately. Um, I would say Anaconda has like 2 more seasons, probably. I'll go with that. Well, I'm thinking like including this year, which maybe since it might not be running this year, maybe it'll add another season to it. I don't know, but Monster has more hang time than hang time. Yeah, absolutely. Monster's hang time looks incredible. It looks so good. Yeah, just because there's a lawsuit going on doesn't mean that Stormrunner is going to close. I need to read about the lawsuit myself. I didn't actually read about it yet. But I mean, just because there's a lawsuit doesn't mean the ride is closing. They'll probably just do whatever they need to do to sort things out and get it going. Yeah, they're not just going to rip that out of there, I'm sure. King's Destruction. Yeah, pretty much. Huh. Copperhead Strike has more hang time than Monster, which has more hang time than hang time. Yeah. Yeah, hang time doesn't look like it has very much hang time, so what the heck? I might as well look up this lawsuit and read about it right now while we're on here. I'll look it up right now. See what we got. Dad sues Hershey Park over son's frightening experience on Stormrunner. Let's see. Okay, I'll read this. I'll read this article for anybody else that might not be familiar with it. I'm not familiar with it either. So I'll just read it in case anybody's not aware what's going on, because we'll learn together. Um, a father who took his son to Hershey Park 2 years ago, has filed a lawsuit against the theme park, alleging negligence in an incident, not an accident, alleging negligence in an incident that occurred on the popular Storm Runner roller coaster. Anthony Donato, Anthony Donato III and his son, who was 9 years old in 2018, visited Hershey Park with excitement because the boy had finally grown tall enough to ride some of the park's best attractions. On June 26th that year, Donato and his son boarded Stormrunner together, but the boy's safety harness allegedly could not be secured. Donato, who was strapped in, shouted for one of three ride attendants to assist with the problem, but he claims no one came to help, according to the lawsuit filed in Dauphin County Court. As the ride began to shift into motion, Donato's lawsuit says he could see the terrified look of panic on his son's face, even as he was constrained by his own harness. and could not help, Penn Live reported. Fearing certain catastrophic injury and most likely death, the boy jumped from the ride at the last moment, leaving his father aboard as he exited. What? He jumped off the ride? Storm Runner reaches 150 feet high and turns upside down at 3 points during the ride, along with navigating sharp turns. Within 2 seconds, the car carrying passengers jumps from 0 to 72 miles per hour. Donato, who now lives with his family in New York, claims that he and his son still suffer from anxiety-like symptoms as a result of the incident. The lawsuit alleges Hershey Park negligently inflicted emotional distress and seeks unspecified financial damages. Hershey Park's website notes that Storm Runner will be closed for a 2020 season when the park opens July 3rd, following several months of coronavirus restrictions in Pennsylvania. Okay, so what can we take away from that? Yeah, so first of all, if that actually happened, yeah, that definitely needs to be looked into. If that was like, if the ride was actually about to, like, the way that the article states it, um, it says it began to shift into motion, and the boy jumped out of the ride. He jumped from the ride at the last moment. So, okay, so we have this. Let's think about this. How exactly Storm Runner, I think, has a track. Like, it leaves the station, kind of like Top Thrill Dragster. It leaves the station, um, and then it sits on a track before it launches. It doesn't go right out of the station like Accelerator, I don't think. So you're telling me that the boy wasn't secured, nobody caught it, nobody heard this guy's cry for help. They went out onto the launch track, and a boy who was tall enough to ride was able to get out. There's just a lot of things that are very confusing. And, you know, I don't want to like, I don't want to say anybody's lying or anything. I mean, if something really happened that was very distressing, like, yeah, like if something like that happened, this is definitely something that needs dealt with if there's like an actual safety issue there. Um, but I just don't get it. I really just I'm trying to understand it. Um, there's probably not much for we're probably not really gonna know what happened, but it's like, yeah, if something like that happened, why would you wait 2 years? Like, why would you wait 2 years to do that? Like, to file a lawsuit? I just don't know. Yeah, so there's a picture of it here. Storm Runner has the intimate over the shoulder restraints, the soft harnesses, like on Intimidator 305 and on Maverick. So it has those. Yeah, and Tony here says the computer wouldn't allow the train to leave unless the restraints are all locked. I believe that is the case. So I don't really know what was going on. I'm trying to think how that could have happened. Yeah, and why didn't anybody else in the train say anything? Like, that's a big deal. If somebody jumped out of the train and got off the ride and exited the ride as the ride was going into motion, I mean, that's a very serious safety issue right there. I mean, that's very dangerous. So if something like that happened, you think they would have taken care of that right away. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of questions with this. A lot of questions. I saw somebody in comments somewhere before I had read this. I was reading comments where people were talking about it, and somebody was like, "Oh, they wait 2 years to file a lawsuit because that they keep security footage for 2 years, so they know if they wait 2 years, then they won't have that." And I don't know how true that is. There might not be a whole lot of truth to that, but somebody else responded to it, and they said, well, I'm sure Hershey Park is aware of that, and they probably keep things just in case because of things like that. So I don't know. This is just all like, it's just amongst people on the internet going back and forth about it. It might not be true at all. So I mean, no doubt, like things do go wrong, and there are times when things absolutely need to be addressed. Like if there's something serious going on with the ride and it's the mechanical part of it and it's not functioning properly, yeah, like that's definitely serious and not something to be taken lightly. But I don't know that there's just a lot about this that from our perspective, because of the lack of information, it doesn't make sense. Like maybe there's more to this story, I don't think we should be so quick to jump to conclusions. Like, we just don't know. We probably will never know exactly what happened. All right, see you, CT coasters. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, yeah, you say they probably don't want to disclose anything too revealing for legal reasons, but here's the thing. I just read the article. They have all the names in there and their ages and whatnot. Like they have their full names, and so I don't think they're trying to keep it too private. Like, yeah, I don't know. How did the boy jump off the track? Did he jump back into the station or did he jump off the launch track? That's not clear. That's not clear. All that is stated is what the dad said, and he said, according to him, as the ride started to go into motion, that's when he jumped out. That's all we know. Uh, yeah, Stanford Bridge said it perfectly. I think we just need to cut this off here. He says, too much we don't know. We'll see how it plays out in court and how far it gets. Honestly, we don't really know much of anything. We don't. We don't. So Cedar Point, my home park, Cedar Point. I don't know when I'm going to get to Cedar Point because I cannot go on opening day, July 9th, which whatever. It's Cedar Point opening day is usually a mess anyway. No, we finished with trivia. We did two trivia questions. But Cedar Point opening day is usually a mess. So I'm not too bummed I can't go on opening day, especially this year. Um so I made a reservation for the second day, July 10th. Um but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it that day. If I do make it there that day, honestly, it's probably just going to be kind of too late to make it even worthwhile. So I might not even get there on the 10th. I am free on the 11th. The 11th. So I actually made a second reservation for July 12th. But there's also a possibility I might not be free on July 12th. So I do have an early reservation for July 12th as well. So, I don't even know when I'm going to be getting to Cedar Point. They open on July 9th for pass holders, but like honestly, if I don't get there soon, like it's just whatever. Like everything is just I went to Kings Island the other day. I rode a few coasters. If I can get to Cedar Point a couple times this year, like that'll be fine. It's just so weird, It's just everything is just so weird. Orion, how was Orion? Says Hayden. Go check out my review. I actually just put out a review of Orion 3 hours ago. So whenever you get done here, you can go check out my Orion review. I go in depth with all the different elements, what I liked about it, what I would maybe change about it, and talk about all kinds of stuff there. In short, though, it was a very good ride. So no, I don't think I'm going to Great Adventure this year. I just don't that I'm not going, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a good year to cheer and support some of the smaller parks. Like I'm thinking about possibly doing like Hollywood Nights at Holiday World and like Keys to the Kingdom at Kentucky Kingdom. Possibly going to Indiana Beach at some point, but probably not because they're not enforcing anything there. But I'll probably try to support some of the smaller parks this year. Best experience I've ever had at a park. Um, I would say last May of 2019, I went to Cedar Point on one Sunday where it was pouring down rain for quite a while. And then as the rain died down, I went and I got tons of rides because the park was absolutely dead. It was dead. There was nobody there. So within 2 hours, I got 3 rides on Millennium Force, 3 rides on Maverick, and 4 rides on Steel Vengeance. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. Hey, what's up, Cedar Flags? Good to see you here. Nice review of a lightning run, by the way. Yeah, might as well wait till Jersey Devil opens, you know. And I'm probably not going to be getting out much next year, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in our life right now, and I'm going to be a very busy man next year. So I don't, I don't think I'm getting out to much parks next year, which is another reason it's pretty disappointing. I couldn't go on that trip this year, but you know, priorities. It is what it is. So yeah, I always loved going to Cedar Point on a whim, and you know when it was raining because you know, like I said, you'd go there sometimes and nobody would be there. So I love it. You know, as long as it doesn't make it so you can't do anything all day. You know, top coaster Steel Vengeance. Yeah, I don't think that's any surprise to anybody. Thank you, Stanford Bridge. I appreciate it. I think you know what's going on. So yeah, there's a. I'm gonna be very busy next year. So let's see. Though the recent increase in cases is frightening, the COVID deaths are still decreasing. Recently hit a several month low regarding COVID deaths. We hit a several month day low on June 28th. Okay. I don't want to get too much into that. We've beaten that so much. Do you know if that's Coaster or do you know if that's out yet? Yeah, Coaster Hour mentioned earlier that Pit Special, probably my new least favorite coaster name, the worst coaster name. Pit's Special. It valleyed. So where did it valley at, by the way? Like, is there a video of it valleying or where did it valley at in the course? Oh, Cedar Point 150-year book? I didn't hear about that. No. My favorite family owned park. Um, my favorite family owned park that I've been to, I would say, is Holiday World. So followed pretty closely by Waldemere. I'll give Waldemere a shout out. So between the first drop and the first element, that that element after the first drop is huge. That's a really big element. Like it's massive. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. Favorite line from my videos. That's awesome. That's awesome. See, one time I went to Carowinds on a day that was supposed to be 100% change rain. Prediction changed to 0% today before, and it was absolutely dead with no rain. Nice, nice. No rain at all. Tony. Come on. He's getting everybody excited about a book. Really? That's disappointing. I'm sure it'll be a nice book, but I'm sure I won't be getting it either because it'll probably be astronomical in price. Probably something fairly limited, I'm guessing. Oh, $50. That's not too bad. If it's a good book, like with some good stuff in there, $50 isn't too bad actually. I thought it'd be a lot more than that. I was more thinking like 150, you know. I mean, 50 books or 50 books, 50 bucks really isn't that much for like a nice book compared to, prices I typically see. So, yeah, I'm I need to kind of save some money up right now. So, that's one reason I not the main reason, but one of the reasons I won't be going to a whole lot of parks this year or next year probably. And we're there's a lot of things going on right now. So I don't think I'll be getting a $50 book either, even though I don't really think that's a bad price per se, if it's a nice book. Do I think we'll see more Chance Hyper GTX coasters soon? I hope we see another one. I think maybe we'll see another one at some point. I don't think it'll be soon though, but maybe at some point we will. Could be one, could be both. So could be one, could be both. Ah, man. Oh, yes. Orion. Apparently, like I mentioned, I waited 4 hours for Orion, but um I guess starting on the second day they were open, so yesterday, somebody messaged me on Facebook and told me they started handing out tickets for people to go ride Orion at a certain time to avoid those 4-hour lines. So here's the thing, that is good in a way to avoid the lines, but they only have a certain number of tickets. So if you're going to be going to Kings Island, you need to really plan strategically and make sure you get an early reservation to get to the park and get a ticket to ride Orion because they have a certain number of tickets. So the thing is, the people who get there a little bit later, like in the afternoon, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to ride it if you get there at a certain time. So I would definitely say if you're wanting to go to Kings Island, ride Orion, I would definitely plan ahead, make sure you can get a reservation on a day that has one of the first like 2, maybe 3 time slots available so you can get a ticket to actually ride it. Because I mean, if you get there at like 1 o'clock, I have a feeling those tickets are going to be gone. I mean, yeah, so definitely keep that in mind and know what you're getting into. Yeah, it's the market is very saturated. There's a lot of great small options out there right now, which is awesome, but there is a lot to choose from. So, Yeah, coaster hour. I definitely agree. Best tip for going to new parks in 2020, go in 2021 if possible. Definitely. I mean, in all seriousness, that I would say you should try to avoid new parks, generally speaking. See, do you think the effects in Area 72 will deteriorate because it'd be sad if it does? Um, I don't I think it'll be pretty easy to keep up with the stuff they have. There's not really a whole lot of effects necessarily. It's just like props and stuff. I think they'll be able to keep it looking nice pretty easily and fairly cheap. So, yeah, TRNM says this has really been a decent year for smaller parks from a certain point of view. With the main corporate run parks closed, give smaller parks that are open a chance to show how good they are. I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but it still stinks for them too. It's just like some smaller parks aren't able to open at all this year, which is not good. Um, well, yeah, I know what you were saying, Coaster Hour, and I'll emphasize that too. He was talking about new parks. Like if you're going to go visit new parks this year for the first time, especially if they're a really long drive. I actually just had somebody message me earlier today. One of my fans messaged me on Instagram and he said, "Hey, I just drove 19 hours to go to Silver Dollar City. 6 employees tested positive for COVID-19. Would you still go?" And I'm like, honestly, I would not want to go there, but you like driving 19 hours for nothing? Like, that's kind of a tough call to make. I mean, honestly, I just wouldn't drive that far, period, under any circumstance to go to a park. Definitely not this year. So I definitely would advise against even doing that. But you gotta you gotta think about that kind of stuff, you know? So like if you want to do that, that's completely fine. But I definitely wouldn't want to risk, you know, doing like a whole big trip like that, doing something for the first time this year. So yeah, 19 hours, that's a long drive. Yeah. I know I would never drive that far myself, but I know some people do, and they're fine doing it. But Coaster Daddy's internet can't handle the power of the Coaster Daddy gang. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So, see you, Coaster Camp. Have a good one. Uh, there's a comment somebody put on here that I'm laughing at. It's pretty funny, but I'm not gonna show it. YouTube automatically held it for review, and I can either show it or hide it. I'm not gonna show it on here, but that's pretty funny, Coaster Key. That's pretty funny. You're back. All right. Doop doo doo. There's the censored version. Yeah. There you go. Guys, I have a problem here. I have a problem. I'm out of coffee. I have been for a while actually. I kind of want to make some more. 10 bucket list parks in under 20 seconds. Okay, let me put my timer up here. 10 bucket list parks in under 20 seconds. All right, I'm going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hershey Park, Six Flags, Great America, Six Flags Great Adventure, California's Great America, Phantasialand, Europa Park, uh, why can't I think? Energylandia, um, shoot, why can't I think? Six Flags Magic Mountain, I think I got like 8. I'm terrible at that. I think I went over a little bit too, but oh well. Yeah, I think I need coffee. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go real quick and make some more coffee. I wish I could just have a little machine in here, like a little coffee machine, so that way I could just like keep my stuff in here and but you know, things and stuff. So, well, if you guys want to leave now, I understand we're very far into the stream and I keep leaving, it seems like, but I'm gonna go make coffee. If you guys are still here when I get back in here, then great. I might talk for a few more minutes. If not, thank you for watching, but I'm going to go back and get a drink of water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make some coffee. So Oh yes. Oh yes. That is some good bleep right there. Good bleep. Just got here. Where's Coaster Daddy? I've been letting the stream run for an hour and 20 minutes, and you guys have just been chatting. I actually just got in here. So, yeah, I haven't even been in here. I just let it go for an hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, I just got here. So good to see you. So good. So, guys, I want to say something real quick here. Just something to keep in mind. uh, um, that's funny. But I got some comments on like some of my Instagram pictures I posted when I was at Kings Island. You know, I posted pictures of Orion and I got people commenting that day. Like 3 or 4 people I think. And I think somebody messaged me like, "Oh, I saw you in line." One person did try to yell to me, I guess, and I didn't hear him. I can't hear that great. So, they were um trying to yell for me and I didn't hear them, but there was a bunch of other people like, "Oh, I saw you in line and this and that." If you guys see me, feel free to say hi. Like, I would love to meet you guys when I'm at the park. Like, honestly, I would love to meet you guys. Um, apparently a few people saw me there. They didn't say anything, which is fine. You don't have to if you don't want to, but definitely, I would love to meet you guys in person. Of course, if you see me this year, just keep that distance. Respect the social distancing, but um yeah, I would love to meet you guys for sure. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So, I'm just a normal guy. Well, normal, not really. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. No sun bear hug. I would love the bear hugs, but it's just not a good idea this year. I would love it in most, although I would prefer not to just come up with sudden bear hugs. No, just I would say introduce yourself first. No bear hugs this year, but oh, where'd you come from? Normal. Get out of here with your normal. Well, you probably missed this because you weren't in here for the start of the stream. I've been streaming for an hour 23 now, but yes, I'm drinking some new coffee I got. Bones Coffee. It's a shark bite flavor. It's called shark bite, but the flavor is like a spice butter rum. So good. I just made another cup of it. Right now I'm drinking it with half and half and a little bit of sugar. Oh my god, it is so good. Yeah, beautiful mug there. Teespring, go check it out. If I wear my hazmat suit, can I bear hug you? Um, I'd probably be very stunned if a guy in a hazmat suit came up to me and just started hugging me out of nowhere, or a guy or girl, whatever. I don't know what you are, but that would be pretty shocking, I would say. So, shark bites do taste like buttered rum. I think you meant Moog guitar. I haven't been to Kings Island, hoping to go eventually. Hopefully you can get there. Kings Island is an amazing park, really good park. So Thunderwolf says, "Do you think if Cedar Point removes Gemini, they'd put a single rail RMC in that spot?" I don't think so. I think if they remove Gemini, I think they're going to put something really good there. And I could see a really good a GCI wooden coaster going in that spot. Or maybe it would even be one of the newer school GCIs that we haven't seen yet with like inversions and stuff. I don't know, but I could definitely see there's a few spots I think a GCI would work really good in, and that's one of them. So, in any case, Cedar Point needs a GCI. They need a good modern wooden track coaster. So, Blue Streak is a great ride, but It's an old classic. It's really fun, has a lot of great floater airtime, but they need a good modern, like world class wooden roller coaster for sure. Yeah, a Raptor at Cedar Point, an RMC Raptor would not be good because of capacity. That's like the worst thing to put at Cedar Point. So probably count as assault. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, whenever Gemini does close, and I say whenever it does close because I do think it's going to happen sooner or later, um, it's going to be very sad for sure. Gemini is a great ride. It's a classic. A lot of great memories on it. It's one of my favorite drops. I mean, if you guys saw my favorite drop video, I mentioned Gemini in there. I think Gemini has a really underrated drop. It gets me every time. Gets me every time. Yeah, definitely will be very sad when that does happen. Hopefully not for a long time. Maybe I'll paint the Coaster Daddy logo on it so you recognize me. Okay, okay. Does anyone else think the T-Rex is a shelved idea by RMC? I think they've probably shelved it at this point, especially with everything going on and considering other factors as well. It just seems like it just seems like an RMC T-Rex is not a good thing to pursue right now. Let's see. Fun fact: Busch Gardens Williamsburg have a maximum capacity of 24,000. Tivoli Gardens, that little park, has a capacity of 30,000 people. Wow, wow, good numbers. I would like to know how much certain parks, like how many people they let in on certain days. I would like to know that. Like Cedar Point, I can only imagine how many people like their max capacity is. Okay, Thunderwolf has something here. He says, "Did you ever go to Giago Lake back in the day? And if so, can you share some of your memories from there?" Yes, I was fortunate enough to be able to visit Giago Lake several times in the 2005 and 2007 seasons. My parents took us there. I think I probably went there at least 4 times. I've probably been there like 4 or 5 times altogether. Maybe even a little more, but probably just like 4 or 5 times I went there. And I really miss Geauga Lake. Big Dipper was an awesome classic wooden coaster. I mean, guys, it was very well maintained. It had no restraint basically. Um, no restraint. You got really good floater airtime. Really fun ride. It was my favorite ride in the park. I think now I would say Dominator because Dominator is still an excellent ride. It's at King's Dominion now. I love Dominator. But back in the day, Geauga Lake was my favorite ride in the park. It's a classic wooden coaster, really good ride, very well maintained, smooth, fun, lots of good floater airtime. I just can't say enough good things about it. Lots of great memories on that ride. It's really I saw the video of them tearing that coaster down in 2016. After it was standing but not operating for like 9 years after the park closed, and of course everything grew up around it, and very sad sight to see it being torn down. It sat there for it was there for 90 years before it got torn down. So, but Geauga Lake, um, they had a fairly solid coaster collection for the day. Um, Villain was maintained terribly. It was very rough and painful, but it could have been a world class wooden coaster. It really could have been. So it's a shame. Raging Wolf Bob's rough, boring, a terrible den coaster on the same level as Mean Streak, just as bad or even worse than Mean Streak. One of the worst coasters I've ridden. Um, Dominator was amazing. I still love Dominator. I rode it last year at King's Dominion for the first time in 12 years. So stoked. Such an intense ride. It was so good. I didn't ride 4 of the coasters there though. X Flight, which became Firehawk, I sorely missed that credit. I regret that so much. I did not ride Firehawk. I didn't ride the Impulse, which is now at Dorney. I didn't ride the boomerang when I was at Geauga Lake. I did ride it last year at Carowinds, though. It was awful. I see why people hate them. And I didn't ride the SLC either, which is now Michigan's Adventure Thunderhawk. Um, so yeah, there's a few credits from there I don't have that were actually there, and I could have ridden them, but even though I'd ridden some similar rides at Cedar Point and stuff, I would be intimidated by them, at Geauga Lake, and I wouldn't want to ride them. Blah blah. I was young, so. But Firehawk slash X Flight, um, it is my most sorely like it's a sorely missed credit by me because I was at Geauga Lake many times. I never rode it in the 2005 season when I went there to Geauga Lake, like the 2 or 3 times I went or whatever. And then I went to Kings Island for a few hours. My parents took us there on the way home from a wedding, and we stopped at Kings Island for like 3 or 4 hours, probably in May of 2007. And that was the year they took X Flight to Kings Island and it opened as Firehawk. I didn't get to ride it that day because the line was so long. I never got back to Kings Island until 2019, and by that time, Firehawk was gone. So I had many chances to ride that, and I never did. So let's see. The most intense B&M element I've experienced. Um, the most intense B&M ride I've experienced is Afterburn, and probably the most intense element as well is on that, which is the Batwing. The bottom of that Batwing, so intense, I gray out every time. Or possibly, let's see, like Banshee. Banshee is a freaking intense ride, and that pretzel knot is insane. So maybe that pretzel knot is the most intense B&M element for me. So insane, so intense, leg numbing, graying out. Just yeah, it's crazy. All right, thanks, Thunderwolf. Have a good one. Thanks for popping in. But yeah, Dominator, when I wrote it last year, I mean, it had been 12 years since I wrote it, and I only wrote it like a couple times at Geauga Lake too, and I was young, but I forgot how intense that ride was. It's such an intense ride. It really is, and it's awesome too. A little bit of headbanging after the mid-course brake run, going through those corkscrews, a little bit of headbanging there, but it didn't ruin the ride for me. So, Dominator. Oh, you mean what Meg's talking about? Okay. Schecters, yeah, yeah. I know we talked about Schecters a long time ago. I have two of them. I have two Schecters. So the Demon, okay. Wait, the Demon is not. Oh yeah, Tivoli. Yeah, that's right. Because yeah, yep. That's a weird looking floorless. Has a really unique layout. Pretty cool. So really small too. It's small, unique, compact. Looks like a fun little ride. What about Montu Batwing? I haven't been on Montu, but I've heard crazy things. I'm sure it's just as intense or more intense than Afterburns. So, see, it has a lot of ejector if you go in the far right seat, row 6. Okay. Let's see. Is Backlot Stunt Coaster worth riding at Kings Island trying to plan out some stuff? Yes and no. I mean, it gets a huge line. It gets a really long line. If it has a really long line, I would maybe just skip it if you're not able to get to it and don't sweat it. But if the line's not too long, I would wait maybe a little bit for it if you're riding it for the first time to get the credit. It's a fun family coaster. It's really fun. It really is. Um, Sometimes you can get 1 or 2 decent pops of airtime on it. It's a fun ride. It really is. If you can, I would say ride it. But especially if you're going this year and they're only open for 8 hours, that line gets long for that a lot of times. You might want to think about working some other stuff in there. So Rouge Banan looks so good. That looks like an awesome ride. Most underrated coaster model, in my opinion. Hmm. Underrated as far as like not many have been built. I guess I would say like the Hyper GTX maybe. Um, I wish more Intamin prefabs were built, but I understand they're very expensive. Uh, the Raptors, I mean, we could always use more Raptors. So those are pretty basic answers, I know, but King's Domino's makes you want pizza. Favorite type of flat ride? Personally, I enjoy frisbees. I mean, I did a favorite flat ride video, and my favorite one I haven't been on a ton of flat rides. Favorite one I've been on though is Chaos at Waldemere, which is a really small type of pendulum ride. That goes upside down, has amazing hang time. I love that, so intense. Um, Coaster Jaguar says, "Did you like Orion better than Diamondback, or do you need to get more rides on it before you decide?" So I thought about talking about that in my review, and I left it out on purpose. And here's why. I do think it is kind of unfair to make a call like that because I do feel a little unsure about it. And I did only get the one ride, you know. It was a great ride, a great front seat ride, but it is still only one ride. But I will say this: opinions can and will change. I think that's a good thing to go by. Um, Taylor was talking about it after he wrote it. He says opinions can and will change, and his opinion of it did change after a couple rides. Um, and that is true. That is true. And here's the thing. I talked about this yesterday in my live stream. I think it could possibly be better than Diamondback. I love Diamondback. I mean, I'm a Diamondback fanboy. Ever since I first wrote it, it's been my. I did decide it was my favorite at the park. It was really close to Mystic Timbers, and it was hard for me to decide. But ultimately, I do prefer Diamondback a little bit over Mystic Timbers. But I think Orion might be a little better, and that's just going off of one ride. But, then again, later on, I was thinking about it more and I'm like, I had such an amazing ride on Diamondback. It has amazing airtime all throughout the ride. It's so fun. It's a long ride. Um, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Um, I guess I'll say for now that I prefer Orion a little bit, but it was my first coaster in 6 months. It's a brand new coaster. It's a huge giga coaster, so the hype, is there. Um, Even though it did really exceed my expectations, and it was only one ride ultimately. So if I would have got two rides on it, I would have felt much more comfortable saying, yeah, I like it more than Diamondback. And I think maybe I do like it more than Diamondback, but I'm not really sure. Diamondback is still an amazing ride. So check out the video after the stream. All right, nice. Daemonin for me has one nice airtime moment, but otherwise I don't consider it very special. I actually prefer the dark rides to that. Yeah, it looks all right. I mean, let's see. Would you agree? Some enthusiasts care too much about credits and stats rather than having fun. Absolutely. It's that I try to follow that philosophy and I do preach that. And even though I do like, go like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go ride this and get that credit, like I did at Kings Island the other day. I do that, but within reason, like I never got the flying ace credit at Kings Island until the visit the other day because the other times I've been there, the line was so long for it. And I'm like, I'm not waiting that long for that. Um, it's all about having fun at the end of the day. And something I always say is I'm not a YouTuber talking about roller coasters. I'm a roller coaster enthusiast that uses YouTube as a platform to talk about what I love. That's how I look at it. Um, because honestly, at the end of the day, if YouTube just disappeared right now and my channel wasn't there, I would still be out there going and riding coasters and having an awesome time. I would still be doing that. Um, so ultimately, I'm a coaster enthusiast, and it's all about having fun, in my opinion. It's all about going there, enjoying yourself. People do take it really seriously, and you know, that's another reason too, I don't feel as bad about, like I felt kind of guilty, like, doing a review of Orion after only getting 1 ride on it, but I knew a lot of people were expecting that review. I really wanted to do the review. I felt like I got a good ride on it where I could make a good judgment call. I got a good feel for it, I felt like. And ultimately, my review anyway is just my opinion. And I mean, that should be very clear. It's just my opinion. And everybody's going to have different opinions anyway. So, because of all those different things, I wasn't like, you just can't take it too seriously. People get like way too into it sometimes, I think, and it becomes like negative. So I try to stay positive, just go to parks trying to have fun. And that's actually one reason that I don't like vlogging. I'm not a vlog guy. It's because I can't focus on like enjoying a park and soaking in everything if I'm there trying to like film myself all day. And I just don't like that. I don't like doing that. Um, so for me, vlogging isn't my thing. And I go in there and I take my camera and I do have to set aside some time anyway to make sure I get pictures and stuff and video footage to use for my videos. Um, and that is hard as well, but I can kind of do that along the way. But ultimately, yes, I do agree. Some people, they take it a little bit too extreme, I think. Do I think there will ever be a Giga built that will top Fury for me? If you're talking about for me personally, I don't think so. Probably not. Not anytime soon, anyway. How much longer will the cafe last? Not much longer. Not much longer. Um, Stanford Bridge says, in theory, I agree that it's not. Wait, that I agree that it's about fun, not credits. But in practice, I realize that at a new park, I do have credit anxiety until I get all the credits. Then I can relax. I agree 100%. That's absolutely true for me as well. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I try not to take it too seriously. And I do try to like knock out all the credits, because I mean, I am a coaster like I kind of like bulking up my credit count if I'm able to. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ride that kitty coaster right there. Um, I mean, I'm not beyond that, trust me. I definitely get it, and I agree. Like, I don't necessarily get a ton of anxiety if I can't get all the credits. Like I said, I skipped out on the Flying Ace aerial chase credit at Kings Island for the first several visits because the line was too long and I just knew it wasn't worth it. But and they have tons of other coasters there to ride as well. But yeah, I definitely get it. Like, even though I'm preaching about not taking it super seriously, I think you can still have a lot of fun with it, but like sort of like, have fun while counting credits too. So yeah, that the line gets so long for it sometimes, and it only runs one train. So, is there a single coaster at Kings Island that I find is broken more than others? What do you mean by broken? I don't know what you mean by what's a broken coaster. What do you mean by that? Yeah, Firehawk is broken. Yeah, I would say so. Oh, guys, by the way, at Kings Island, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the pictures and video by now. Oh, needing maintenance or down. They're maintained very well for. I would say all of them are. Cedar Fair does a good job. But anyway, Kings Island. Vortex is gone now. It looks so weird without Vortex there. I mean, it's like it's like an open sore, just like right there. The beast is exposed. You can see the beast station from like the midway over by over near the Coney Mall by the backlot stunt coaster. And it's just like it looks so friggin' weird, guys. I hope they fill that in with something as soon as they can. I know it's gonna be a while if they put a coaster there. It's gonna be several years, and that's fine, but it's really sad seeing it. I mean, when you're on the rides, you can see pieces of the Vortex track. There's still a few pieces of track sitting in there, but everything's torn down now, and it's just dirt. It's just an open valley there, because that area is very it's terrain heavy. Like there's a lot of like change in terrain there. Like you didn't realize it is a whole lot if you didn't look real close when Vortex was there, but it's a very hilly area, and it looks so weird. Yeah, I don't like the beast being exposed like that either. And one thing that really surprised me, like after Orion's construction was done, I seen some drone footage of it, and I did not realize until I saw that drone footage how close Orion's turnaround gets to the beast. Like Orion goes way out there, and they do still have trees covering the beast there, so I don't think it's really going to affect the beast at all. But there's just like a thin line of trees separating the one turn in the woods on the beast and the turnaround on Orion. Like they get really close to each other. So yeah, that plot where Vortex was very scenic. Yeah, it's a very scenic. It was very scenic. Yeah, I mean, it does still look nice there. Like the land. I mean, I guess it looks nice. It's just like dirt now. It's a good plot of land for sure. Well, poop in a bucket. I'll tell you what. Vortex, I didn't think was a great ride. I wasn't a huge fan of the ride itself. I just thought it was okay. But it did look beautiful. It was an icon for the park, so I wouldn't be too upset that you didn't get to experience the ride. I wouldn't be upset about that. But um, yeah. Oh man, rainy today at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, huh? But yeah, even like the Beast Station, like you couldn't see that before from the Midway, like with Vortex there and all that, and some. I think there was like shrubs or like trees and things like that, some foliage around there. Now it's just like all exposed right there. And I know that part of the ride doesn't really matter that much. Like on the Beast, it's just the turn out of the station and the lift hill. But yeah, I want to ride Candemonium too. It looks awesome. Candemonium looks good. Now that we have an official POV and can actually see the ride going, it does look great. It looks great. Okay, Christian, in my opinion, the Beast is a great ride. It's very controversial. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of it, and I can understand why, but to me, I think it's a lot more intense than people give it credit for. And I know watching POVs, it looks boring. It does look boring in the POVs, but when you're actually on it and going through the woods, And a night ride on the Beast is everything that you hear it is. It is out of this world. It is so intense. It's insane. You can't see a thing flying through those woods. It is absolutely incredible. Um, yeah, it's an incredible night ride. It's so good. In the daytime, I personally think it's still a really good ride in the day. I have a really good time on it. I love it. A lot of people don't. It's just something you would have to decide for yourself, you know. You're not going to understand how you feel about it until you actually ride it. So, it's not like looking at a B&M and like where you can kind of have a you pretty much know kind of what it's going to feel like. It might exceed or be lower than your expectations, but you generally know. It's not like a B&M. Like you just have to get out and ride the beast to really see how you feel about it. I think Hagrid's looks like an awesome, awesome family ride. It really good looking ride for sure with all the theming. Packing for your holiday world trip. Nice, nice. Find that in the back of the train. I'm never underwhelmed on the beast. The trims only tank you in the front of the train. Yeah, I could see that. I typically ride towards the back. I love the back seat on the beast. So see, if you ever come here, you should ride the Ultimate and the Beast Hybrid Brother. It's absolutely insane. Some people say it looks boring, but it's far from that. I'd like to ride the Beast one day. I think the Ultimate does look like a really fun ride. Um, yeah, I think it looks pretty crazy for what it is. It is very much like the Beast. Yeah, I would love to ride the Ultimate. So I don't know if I'll ever get out there, but it would be awesome to try it out. Yeah, I hope that park can avoid any troubles, especially with everything going on right now. All right, guys, I think this is a good time to end my stream. I have a couple things that I should probably take care of today, and we've been here for about 2 hours. It's been fun. I've had a really good time. Maybe I'll start doing more live streams again, like I was doing for a while, because I've been having fun doing a lot of these live streams. So I really appreciate your guys' support. And I know there's a lot of times especially lately, seems like there's been hiccups in my live streams. But I really appreciate you guys sticking around, having some good conversation here. And you guys stay safe. Go to the parks, social distance everywhere you go. Wash your hands, sanitize, wear those masks. Just be safe. Keep an eye out for everybody. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, you guys have a good one and right on.